Hey there, Cam here from Training Tilt. Welcome to this week's episode of Endurance Coaching Business. Been busy. Got a new version of the mobile app coming out soon for Training Tilt. So Training Tilt is, if you don't know, an all-in-one coaching platform for endurance and fitness coaches. You can host a website, coach your clients, and do it all online and get paid through the platform as well. So the mobile apps, some new stuff that's been released in the web app recently, like the new user interface for analysis of a workout, conversation-based workout comments. So that's all going to be in this version of the mobile app, plus a couple of bug fixes as well, and just general maintenance. So look out for that coming out over the next week or so. And if you're on one of our ultimate plans, so you've got your own custom mobile app, then I'll be reaching out to you as well about release dates for that. So stay tuned. Anyway, back to our series on how to attract new clients to your coaching business. So last week we talked about building coaching authority with email marketing, and the week before that, building trust with pre-coaching consultations. So a bunch of other stuff as well, attracting coaching clients with group challenges. So this is just in case you want to read back or listen back to those previous ones. Finding new coaching clients through partnerships, etc. But this week we're talking about hosting live coaching webinars. So this is a way to, again, always focus on building trust and authority. So this is a good way to do that through hosting live coaching webinars, probably free webinars. You can consider doing paid webinars in the future, but really, if you're thinking about building trust, attracting new clients into your business, then this is sales and marketing stuff, upfront, offering it for free. So let's dig into it. So a live webinar, everyone probably knows what it is, but say an online session where you share valuable insights, answer questions, and interact directly with a group of potential clients in real time. So that's like I said, building trust. So why do live webinars work? Well, because they allow you to connect with potential clients in a dynamic and interesting way. They can get to know you. So it's unlike static content. They provide like real-time engagement, one-on-one, more like the sort of thing they'll get if you were coaching them individually, or if they're part of your community or bought your training plans, etc. So this builds up more trust, demonstrates your expertise in that sort of personal and more impactful manner. So what is important to think about when you're planning a webinar? So you want to, or as always, pick topics that resonate with your ideal clients. So first, of course, you need to have your ideal client probably written down somewhere if you can, and you want to be addressing their common pain points or problems in the webinar as well. So just an example, avoiding marathon training mistakes. So that might attract beginners who are struggling with where to start, unsure of how to build a proper training plan, or concerned about what might go wrong when training for a marathon. Another example, strategies to avoid or fueling mistakes. So that could resonate with, more experienced athletes who face inconsistent performance, fatigue, or challenges in perfecting their race day nutrition, etc. Again, just an example. You'll be able to come up with better things than me because you know your customers well, your ideal customer, what sort of problems they go through, what issues they have, what mistakes they make. It's important as well. So when you address these points directly in a webinar, then you're going to position yourself as a person who they have confidence that you can provide the solutions for them, making your coaching services more appealing and relevant to their specific needs. So you don't necessarily need to come up with brand new content for your webinar, because if it's your ideal client, you will have the knowledge in your head. Hopefully also you've written some articles, but you will at least have everything that you need. You just need to compile it into a good format for a webinar, which I've got a little framework which I'll cover a little bit later. So that can help you be more efficient, just repurposing the stuff that you've already got. So so that's the content. Promoting your webinar is probably the most important thing, and probably the most underestimated thing for anything marketing related, actually getting people to show up for your webinar. So you want to use everything that you've got available to you, all of your resources, so email marketing, social media, paid ads if you can, your partners to help spread the word. So everything that we've previously covered in these series of articles is going to be helpful for you to promote your webinar. One really important thing about the webinar is when you actually get to the end of it, is to have a very strong call to action. So you might include like a one-time offer that only the people in the webinar can access. There could be a discount or a bonus for signing up for coaching or signing up to some of your training plans or memberships, etc. So you need to make sure that you plan that and you execute it at the end of the webinar in a way that's not too salesy, but it's going to stand out. So here's just some ideas. Back to promotion. Here's just some ideas that might help get you thinking about ways to promote it. So again, this is the biggest challenge that you're going to come up with, especially if you don't already have a big following. You're not going to be able to just post something on social media once or send one email and expect a lot of people to show up. So first thing, don't stress out if you only get a handful of people at your first webinar, because that just means you'll have the opportunity to be a bit less stressful, be a good learning experience, and realistically, that's probably how your first webinar is going to go. Anyway, as you get used to how to promote it, etc. Like I said before, promoting a webinar, that just requires the same approach to promoting anything in your business, any sort of marketing. The previous posts linked down at the bottom of this article here, if you want to look them all up, should help. And a few ideas: share personal invitations to your email list, create social media countdown posts so people are aware of the webinar and also the time that's going to show up. Run small paid ad campaigns targeting your ideal clients or a lookalike audience. I've covered that in some of my other posts. And collaborate with partners. So if you've got any partners at all, ask them to reach out to their audiences or any of your peers. If you work with nutrition coaches, anything like that, to leverage their audiences as well. And some sort of offer to help people get signed up, free bonus, a worksheet or something like that, to help them bring them along, and a bit of urgency as well. You don't want to start promoting your webinar too far out, because people will either forget about it or they'll say they'll come back and register. So 7 to 10 days or something like that. And I've just come up with this framework for webinar. Simple. There's probably lots of these you can find online as well that are better, but this is just simple. So the WAVE framework, so welcome, align, value, and engage. So welcome, start by welcoming your attendees, introducing yourself. If you have a bit of a personal story, tell that as well, that's related to your your coaching, why you got into it, the mistakes you made, etc. And then clearly set expectations for what they'll learn and how the webinar will benefit from them. Try and keep the energy high. I know that's funny coming from me because you're probably not feeling a lot of energy from me in my podcasts, but that's probably just my personality. Next one, align. So get everyone on the same page by clearly outlining the common challenges that we're going to talk about, the frustrations, etc., that they face, and illustrate that somehow with your own knowledge, examples from your coaching, etc., so they have confidence that you actually really understand these struggles or problems that you've chosen to use in the topic. And then comes the value where you actually deliver your content. So dive deeper into the strategies, share any behind the scenes insights from your coaching experience, provide some step-to-step guidance. A good thing is like this WAVE framework. If you come up with your own framework, that works as like a handle for people to grab onto, and then they remember it better, give the framework a name. They can take that away with them. It builds a picture in their head rather than just going through all of the answers. The framework works really well like that. And the last one is engage. So at the end or sometime during the middle, open up for Q&A. Then you can address their questions in real time. You can share more personal stories depending on the questions that come up. You want to think about what these might be ahead of time, so you're prepared. But if you're an experienced coach, you should be able to answer these questions ad hoc anyway. But if you have some stories or examples or something ready to go, then that will help. And then, of course, your call to action, where you need to make sure it's clear what you want them to do next. Sign up for a call with you. Look at your offerings that you've got with some sort of discount or offer that is time sensitive, so it doesn't just go on forever, because you want to bring their decision to a head. Okay, so key takeaways. Webinars, they provide a dynamic way to engage with potential clients by addressing their specific pain points in real time. So it needs to be specific. You want to choose topics that align with your ideal clients' challenges and offer actionable solutions. Repurpose content that you already have to make it easier to create the webinar. Promoting your webinar is probably the most important thing. Incorporate Q&A and make sure that you end the webinar with strong, time-sensitive call to action to capitalize on whatever excitement you've created to drive immediate action. So what are you going to do next? Well, you need to figure out a topic, come up with an outline. So you want to plan it, start promoting it, prepare the time-sensitive offer, etc., and then figure out examples for Q&A, etc., so you're well prepared. What tools do you need? Don't get too complicated about it. Just use Zoom to get started. You probably want some presentation software so you can have a nice screens, etc. Don't spend too much time on them. Remember, the content's the most important thing. Use AI to help structure your content. So you don't need to use it to actually come up with it if you don't want to, but definitely use it to, especially if you're not a great writer or you're not that good at putting these sort of documents together, then it can really help you with how to structure it. You can give it your content, it could reformat it, suggest an outline, etc., like that. And then you need a tool after the fact to sell things or get people to fill in a form. So training tool, if you're a training tool coach, then we've got all of that stuff built into the platform. But if you're not, you can use your website, whatever email marketing tool you have to capture email addresses and stuff, and also whatever e-commerce tools you're currently using to accept payments, etc. And like I said, more in the series linked in the bottom here. So that's it for today. So if you do decide to put on a webinar, or if you're already putting on webinars, I'd love to hear about it. But other than that, I will talk to you again soon.